The alien ships hung in space like dark clouds above Earth. Commander Zek-9 of the Hegemony Council watched the blue planet spin slowly on his main screen. His 4 eyes studied the surface with cold interest. Cities covered the land like a disease. Millions of the creatures called humans moved around like insects. "This world has good minerals," said his science officer. "The water is clean. The air is breathable for 7 of our 12 species." Zek-9 nodded his large head. "And the infestation?" "Primitive. They have basic space travel and simple weapons. No real threat to our forces." The commander touched control panel. The communication system connected him to the other 11 ships in the fleet. Each ship represented one of the hegemony species. Together, they had conquered hundreds of worlds. "Council members," Zek-9 spoke into his microphone, "we have studied this planet called Earth. The native species must be removed. Standard cleansing. Protocol will begin in 1 hour." One by one, the other commanders agreed. They had done this many times before. Find a good planet. Remove the natives. Take the resources. It was simple work. Far below on Earth, people went about their normal lives. They had no idea that death was coming from the sky. In New York, people walked to work. In Tokyo, children played in parks. In London, families sat down for dinner. But deep underground, Colonel Sarah Chun knew the truth. The Cheyenne Mountain complex had been built to survive nuclear war. Now it served a different purpose. Chun sat in a dark room filled with computer screens. Around her, 30 military officers watched displays showing alien ships. "How long do we have?" asked Major Rodriguez. Chun looked at her watch. "Based on their transmission patterns, I estimate 57 minutes. "Ma'am, should we contact the President?" Chun shook her head. "The President is in Washington. Washington will be gone in less than an hour. We follow Protocol 7. Protocol 7 was a secret plan. Only a few people knew about it. If Earth ever faced complete destruction, certain people would survive to continue the human race. The plan had been made 20 years ago by paranoid generals who feared alien invasion." Chun turned to her communications officer. "Send the Exodus." "Signal." "Yes, Mom." The signal went out on hidden frequencies. It reached secret bases on the moon. It reached research stations near Jupiter. It reached mining colonies in the asteroid belt. Most importantly, it reached the deep space probes that had been launched in secret 5 years ago. Those probes had been watching, learning, recording alien communications. On the moon, Dr. Marcus Webb received the signal at his research facility. The base was hidden inside an old crater. Officially, it did not exist. Webb had been working on experimental weapons based on new physics theories. He had hoped never to use them. "Sir," said his assistant, "we just got the Exodus signal." Webb closed his eyes. He had known this day might come. "Activate the sleep protocol. Shut down all external communications. We go dark for 6 months." Near Jupiter, Commander Elena Vasquez got the same signal on her mining station. The station was supposed to be mining ice from Europa. Really, it was a hidden military base with a small fleet of experimental ships. "All hands, this is the commander," she announced. "Protocol 7 is now active. We are going silent. Earth is about to fall." Back on Earth, Chun watched the countdown timer on her screen. 30 minutes left. Around the world, other secret bunkers were getting ready. Most would not survive what was coming, but some would. "Colonel," said her radar operator, "the alien ships are moving into attack position." Chun nodded. She opened a sealed envelope that contained her final orders. Inside was a list of targets, not alien targets, human targets. The plan was harsh but necessary. Certain military bases had to be destroyed to hide evidence of human technology. The aliens must think they had killed a primitive species. Send the demolition codes, she ordered. Around the world, secret facilities began to self-destruct. Advanced weapons research labs exploded. Hidden spacecraft were destroyed. The most advanced human technology disappeared in flames. It had to look like the aliens had killed primitives, not an advanced civilization dot above Earth. Zik-9 checked his weapon systems. Each ship in the fleet had enough firepower to crack a moon. 12 ships could turn a planet into dust. Begin the cleansing, he ordered. The first energy beams lanced down from orbit. They struck major cities with the force of small suns. New York vanished in a ball of white fire. London became a crater of melted rock. Tokyo, Moscow, Beijing, Paris. One by one, the great cities of Earth died. Chun felt the mountain shake as energy beams hit targets around the world. Her bunker was built to survive, but the people above were not so lucky. Millions died in the first few minutes. "Ma'am," said her communications officer, "we're getting final reports from the surface." Chun listened to the reports. Military bases destroyed, government centers gone. The internet was failing as communication satellites were destroyed. In less than an hour, human civilization was ending, but it was not really ending. It was hiding. The energy beams continued for 6 hours. The aliens were thorough. They targeted every city, every military base, every sign of human technology. The oceans began to boil. The atmosphere filled with smoke and ash. When it was over, Earth looked like a dead world. Zik-9 studied the results on his scanner. Complete success. No signs of organized resistance. The infestation has been eliminated. His science officer agreed. Primitive technology has been destroyed. Some scattered survivors may exist, but they pose no threat. Excellent. Begin phase 2. Send the survey teams to catalog resources. Small alien ships dropped from the main fleet. They began scanning the ruined planet. Their job was to map mineral deposits and plan mining operations. Deep in her bunker, Chun watched the alien survey ships on her secret scanners. The bunker systems were hidden by special technology. The aliens could not detect them. "They think we're finished," she said quietly. Major Rodriguez looked at the dead surface above them. "Aren't we?" Chun smiled coldly. "That's what they're supposed to think. Phase 1 is complete. Now we begin the real war." She activated a different communication system. This one sent signals to the hidden bases throughout the solar system. The message was simple. Earth has fallen. Humanity survives. Begin phase 2. On the moon, Dr. Webb got the message. His secret laboratory was safe inside the crater. His experimental weapons were intact. Most importantly, his spy satellites were still watching the alien fleet. Near Jupiter, Commander Vasquez prepared her ships. They were small and fast, designed to look like space debris. The aliens would not notice them. In the asteroid belt, other hidden bases came online. Mining stations that were really weapons factories. Research posts that were really spy centers. Transport ships that were really warships in disguise. For 20 years, paranoid humans had prepared for this day. They had hidden technology throughout the solar system. They had trained people to survive in secret. They had built weapons the aliens had never seen. Now the real war would begin, but first, humanity would watch and learn. The aliens thought they had won. They thought humans were dead or dying. They would make the mistake of getting comfortable. Sean looked at her staff. "We have work to do. The aliens think they killed primitives. Let them think that, while they mine our planet, we'll be learning their technology. While they celebrate their victory, we'll be planning their defeat." She paused and looked at the screen showing the alien ships. They destroyed our world. They killed our people. But they made one mistake. They left us alive. The countdown to revenge had begun. 6 months after the burning of Earth, Commander Zek-9 felt satisfied with his work. The planet below was quiet and dead. His mining teams had set up 12 extraction sites. Giant machines dug deep into the earth, pulling out precious metals and rare minerals. "Production reports are excellent," said his mining chief. "We have extracted enough platinum to supply 3 star systems. The uranium deposits are larger than expected." Z9 nodded as he walked through his command ship. Through the windows, he could see the dead planet slowly spinning. No lights showed on the dark side. No radio signals came from the surface. The human infestation was gone. "Any problems with the mining operations?" he asked. "Minor equipment failures. Nothing unusual for a new colony world." What the mining chief did not mention was that the failures were becoming more frequent. Drilling machines would suddenly stop working. Transport vehicles would lose power for no reason. Communication arrays would develop strange static. The alien. Engineers blamed it on the planet's magnetic field, or solar radiation, or bad luck. They did not suspect sabotage because they believed all the humans were dead, but humans were very much alive. Dr. Marcus Webb crouched in the shadows near mining. Site 7, his hidden base on the moon, had been busy for 6 months. While the aliens celebrated their victory, Webb had been building new technology. The device in his hands was small and simple. It looked like a metal box with wires. But inside was advanced human engineering combined with alien technology. They had captured. Webb attached the device to the main power cable of the mining drill. The aliens would find it eventually, but not for several days. By then, the drill would be completely dead. He activated his radio with a whisper. "Package delivered. Heading home." "Copy that, Ghost One," came the reply from his team member hidden nearby. Webb melted back into the ruins of what had once been Denver. The alien bombing had left the city as twisted metal and broken concrete. Perfect hiding places for humans. Who knew how to stay invisible? 3,000 miles away, Commander Elena Vasquez watched the alien supply convoy through her binoculars. Her base near Jupiter had also been busy. Her engineers had modified captured alien shuttles to look like space debris. "Convoy has 12 ships," she reported to her team. "Heavy cargo carriers with light escort." "Orders, ma'am?" asked her pilot. "We follow protocol Mosquito. Hit fast, take what we can, disappear before they know what happened." Vasquez's modified ships looked like floating junk. Old metal panels and dead engines made them invisible to alien scanners. But hidden inside were human weapons and human pilots hungry for revenge. The attack lasted 3 minutes. Vasquez's ships came out of the asteroid field like angry wasps. They hit the cargo ships with electromagnetic pulse weapons that Dr. Webb had designed. The alien ships lost power and drifted helplessly. Human boarding teams swarmed over the disabled vessels. They took everything useful: technology, weapons, supplies, and most importantly, information. Then they planted explosives and disappeared back into the asteroid field. When the escort ships finally reacted, they found only wreckage and empty space. Back on Earth, Colonel Sarah Chun received reports from her hidden network. The reports came through secret radio transmissions that looked like natural space noise to alien listeners. "Mining Site 7 is down for repairs," she read from the daily summary. "Supply convoy Delta 7 destroyed by unknown attackers. Alien casualties, minimal. Material captured, significant." Chun smiled as she walked through her underground command center. The facility had grown larger in 6 months. Survivors from the surface had found their way to the hidden bunker. Engineers, scientists, soldiers, all people who wanted to fight back. "Ma'am," said her intelligence officer, "we've decoded more alien communications." They're getting frustrated with the equipment failures. Hood, what about their security? Still minimal. They're treating this as a simple mining operation. Most of their military ships have moved to other systems. Chun nodded. This was exactly what they had hoped for. The aliens were getting comfortable. They thought the biggest threat was mechanical failures, not human resistance, but the humans were learning. Every piece of alien technology they captured was studied and copied. Every alien communication they intercepted taught them more about. Their enemies. Dr. Webb's laboratory had become a center of innovation. His team worked day and night to understand alien science. They discovered that alien technology was advanced, but not mysterious. It followed the same physical laws as human science. Their energy weapons use focused particle beams, Webb explained to his team. But the focusing system has a weakness. If we can generate the right interference pattern, we can disrupt the beam. His assistant looked at the alien weapon they had captured. Can we build something like this? Better than this. Human engineering is more flexible than alien engineering. They build things to last forever. We build things to be improved. Webb was right. Alien technology was impressive but rigid. It was designed by committee and built by machines. Human technology was messy and creative, designed by individuals and built by hand. This gave the humans an unexpected advantage. They could modify alien technology in ways the aliens never imagined. Commander Vasquez discovered this when her team captured an alien communication device. Her engineers spent 2 weeks studying it. Then they made improvements. We can't just intercept their messages now, her communications officer reported. We can send fake messages that their systems will accept as real. Vasquez grinned. Meaning? We can make their mining sites report false information. We can send fake supply requests. We can even make one site think another site is under attack. The psychological warfare began immediately. Alien mining teams started receiving conflicting orders. Supply convoys were sent to empty locations. Security alerts were triggered by false reports of equipment theft. The aliens blamed it on communication problems. They never suspected that dead humans were playing games with their computer systems. On Earth's surface, other human survivors were causing different problems. They had learned to live in the ruins like ghosts. During the day, they hid in deep basements and subway tunnels. At night, they crept out to cause trouble. Alien vehicles would be found with cut cables. Sensor arrays would be covered with metal foil that blocked their signals. Food supplies would disappear from storage areas. The aliens increased their security patrols. But they were looking for large organized attacks, not small acts of sabotage by desperate survivors. The humans are more persistent than expected, reported the alien security chief to Commander Zek-9. Small groups continue to cause minor disruptions. How many survivors could there be? Zek-9 asked. Our analysis suggests no more than a few thousand scattered individuals. They lack organization and advanced weapons. They are merely a nuisance. Zek-9 was not worried. A few thousand primitives with simple weapons could not threaten a hegemony mining operation. They were like insects, annoying but harmless. He made his first big mistake. He reduced the military presence on Earth. Half his security ships were sent to other systems where they were needed for real threats. Colonel Chun watched the alien ships leave through her secret scanners. Phase 2 is complete, she announced. To her staff, they think we're just scattered survivors. Time for Phase 3. What's Phase 3? Asked Major Rodriguez. We stop playing dead. We start hunting. Chun activated her communication system and sent coded messages to all human bases throughout the solar system. The message was simple. The aliens are comfortable. Begin active operations. Dr. Webb received the message at his moon base. He looked at the arsenal of weapons his team had built. electromagnetic pulse bombs, particle beam disruptors, kinetic missiles that could punch through alien armor. Commander Vasquez got the same message near Jupiter. Her small fleet had grown to 30 ships. They looked like junk, but they carried enough firepower to cripple a space station, all across the solar system. Hidden human bases prepared for the next phase of the war. They had spent 6 months learning and preparing. Now they would teach the aliens what happened when you tried to exterminate humanity. The aliens thought they had killed a primitive species. They were about to discover that they had only made humans angry, and angry humans were the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy. 1 year after Earth's destruction, the Hegemony Council received its first disturbing report. Commander Zek 9 stood before a holographic projection of the 12 alien leaders, each representing their species. "Explain these losses," demanded Council Leader Thek Prime. His tentacles writhing with anger. Zek-9 tried to remain calm. "Mining operations continue successfully. However, we have experienced some setbacks. 3 supply convoys destroyed by unknown attackers. Several mining facilities have suffered significant equipment damage." "Unknown attackers?" hissed Vel 9 of the Serpent Clan. "You said the human infestation was eliminated." "It was eliminated. Our analysis suggests these attacks are the work of surviving primitives. Perhaps a few hundred individuals with salvaged technology." Council Leader Thek Prime's large eyes narrowed. "A few hundred primitives are destroying Hegemony military convoys?" This was the question Zek 9 could not answer well. The truth was embarrassing. His advanced alien technology was being defeated by creatures he had declared extinct, but the humans were not just surviving. They were learning faster than any species the Hegemony had ever encountered. Dr. Marcus Webb's laboratory on the moon had become a center of reverse engineering. His team had captured dozens of alien devices over the past year. Each one taught them something new about Hegemony technology. "Their weapons are powerful but simple," Webb explained to Colonel Chun during a secure communication. "They use the same basic designs across all 12 species. No innovation, no adaptation." "What does that mean for us?" Chun asked from her underground command center. "It means they're predictable. Once we understand how their weapons work, we can defend against all of them." Webb was right. The Hegemony's strength was also its weakness. 12 species working together meant standardized technology. But it also meant no creative thinking. Humans, fighting for their lives, were much more creative. Commander Elena Vasquez had proven this with her latest mission. Her intelligence team had infiltrated an alien communication relay near Mars, but instead of destroying it, they had done something much more clever. "We're not just intercepting their messages anymore," Vasquez reported to the Human Command Network. "We're inside their communication system. We can read everything they send to each other." The intelligence windfall was enormous. Humans learned about alien politics, military deployments, and resource shortages. They discovered something very important. The Hegemony was not as united as it appeared. "Look at this," said Chun's intelligence officer, reading intercepted alien messages. "The Crystalline Empire is angry about resource distribution. The Void Speakers think the Council gives preferential treatment to older members." Chun studied the reports with growing excitement. Political tensions? More than tensions. 3 species are considering leaving the Hegemony. They think the Alliance takes more than it gives. This was exactly the kind of information humans needed. They had always been outnumbered and outgunned, but they understood politics and manipulation better than their enemies. Webb's team had also made a breakthrough in alien technology. They had captured a Hegemony computer core and spent months learning how it worked. "Their artificial intelligence is impressive, but inflexible," Webb told his team. "It follows programming exactly, with no ability to adapt to unexpected situations. His assistant looked puzzled. How is that a weakness? Watch this. Webb activated a captured alien computer and showed it a simple logic puzzle. The computer solved it quickly. Then Webb changed one small detail of the puzzle. The computer tried the same solution and failed. It tried again and failed again. It could not adapt. Human intelligence is messy and unpredictable, Webb explained. We make mistakes, but we learn from them. Alien intelligence is perfect, but rigid. It cannot handle situations it was not programmed for. This discovery led to a new type of warfare. Instead of trying to overpower alien technology, humans began confusing it. Vasquez's fleet used this technique in their next major operation. They attacked an alien supply depot using tactics no military computer had ever seen. Her ships moved in seemingly random patterns, used weapons in unexpected ways, and retreated when they should have advanced. The alien defense computers could not understand what was happening. They calculated optimal responses to standard attack patterns, but the humans were not using standard patterns. By the time the aliens switched to manual control, half their supplies were gone, and Vasquez's ships had disappeared into the asteroid field. How did primitives defeat our tactical computers? Demanded the alien depot commander in his report. The answer was simple. The humans were not fighting like any military. The computers had been programmed to face, but technology was not. The only thing humans were learning. They were also studying alien society and psychology. Chen's intelligence team had identified the personal weaknesses of individual alien commanders. Commander Zek-9 was proud and hated admitting mistakes. Supply Chief Grok 7 was greedy and skimmed resources for personal profit. Security Leader Vex 2 was paranoid and saw threats everywhere. Humans began targeting these weaknesses with psychological operations. False intelligence. Reports made Vex 2 believe his own officers were plotting against him. Fake evidence suggested that Grok 7 was stealing more than usual. Anonymous messages to the Hegemony Council implied that Zek-9 was lying about the situation on Earth. The alien command structure began to fracture under suspicion and distrust. Sir, reported Zek-9's intelligence officer, we have detected 17 different human communication networks. Analysis suggests at least 3 separate resistance groups. This was exactly what the humans wanted the aliens to believe. In reality, all human operations were coordinated by Chun's command center. But they deliberately used different communication methods and attack styles to confuse alien intelligence. The aliens wasted time and resources hunting for multiple human groups that did not exist. Meanwhile, the real human network was growing, stronger every day. Webb's lunar laboratory had begun manufacturing weapons that combined human creativity with alien technology. These hybrid devices were unlike anything in the Hegemony arsenal. Vasquez's fleet had grown from 30 ships to over 100. They were still disguised as space debris, but now they carried enough firepower to threaten major alien installations. Chun's underground network had spread to dozens of hidden bases around Earth. They coordinated sabotage operations, rescued survivors, and gathered intelligence on alien activities. Most importantly, humans had learned the locations of major Hegemony military bases throughout nearby star systems. We know where they keep their main fleet, Chun announced during a secure conference with Webb and Vasquez. 1,200 ships in the Proxima system. That's most of their military power in this sector. Are you suggesting a direct attack? Asked Vasquez. Not yet. We're not ready for that. But we're getting close. Webb agreed. Give me 6 more months to perfect the new weapon systems. Human technology is advancing faster than theirs now. This was true. While the aliens used the same weapons they had used for centuries, humans were innovating constantly. Every captured alien device became the basis for a new human weapon. The aliens were beginning to realize they had made a serious mistake. Council leader reported Zek-9 during his monthly briefing. I request additional military support for the Earth operation. Additional support? Thak Prime's tentacles showed irritation. You said the planet was secured. It is secured. But the surviving humans are more persistent than expected. How many survivors are we discussing? Zek-9 hesitated. His original estimate had been a few hundred scattered individuals. But the scale of recent attacks suggested something much larger. Intelligence analysis indicates perhaps 10,000 organized survivors. The council chamber erupted in anger. Sounds from 12 different species. 10,000 primitives are causing this much trouble? Demanded Vel-9. They have salvaged some of our technology, Zek-9 admitted. Then eliminate them completely, ordered Thak Prime. Use whatever force is necessary. Z-9 nodded, but privately he worried. His forces had already tried to eliminate the human survivors. Each attempt failed and made the humans stronger. What the aliens did not understand was that they were not fighting primitives anymore. They were fighting humans who had spent a year learning everything about alien technology and tactics. Humans who had turned anger into strategy, desperation into innovation, and defeat into the foundation for victory. The aliens thought they were dealing with a cleanup operation. They were actually facing the beginning of their own destruction. Chun read the intercepted alien communications with satisfaction. The hegemony was finally taking the human threats seriously. But they still did not understand what they were really facing. Phase 3 is complete, she announced to her command staff. We've learned everything we need to know about our enemies. Time for Phase 4. What's Phase 4? Asked Major Rodriguez. Chun smiled coldly. We stop being the prey. We become the hunters. 2 years after the burning of Earth, the Hegemony Council called an emergency meeting. Council leader Thak Prime's holographic image flickered with urgency as he addressed the other 11 species leaders. The situation in the Sol system has become unacceptable, he announced. In the past month, we have lost 6 mining facilities, 12 supply convoys, and an entire patrol squadron. The council chamber filled with angry sounds from 12 different alien species. This was supposed to be a simple mining operation on a dead world. Instead, it had become their most expensive military disaster in a century. How many human survivors are we now estimating? Asked Vel-9 of the Serpent Clan. Commander Zek-9, appearing via communication link from Earth orbit, looked uncomfortable. Intelligence analysis suggests perhaps 50,000 organized fighters. The silence that followed was deafening. 50,000? Thak Prime's tentacles writhed with rage. You told us you had eliminated the infestation. We did eliminate their civilization, Zek-9 protested. These are scattered survivors who have somehow organized into resistance groups. What Zek-9 did not know was that the humans were listening to every word of this conversation. In her underground command center, Colonel Sarah Chun smiled as she heard the alien panic through intercepted communications. Her intelligence network had grown far beyond what any alien suspected. They still think we're just survivors, she told her staff. They don't understand that we're an army. She was right. The human resistance had evolved into something the hegemony had never faced before. It was not a traditional military force, but it was far more dangerous. Dr. Marcus Webb's lunar laboratory had become a weapons factory. His team had perfected the art of combining human innovation with captured alien technology. The results were devastating. The new kinetic missiles are ready for deployment, Webb reported during the daily command briefing. They use alien propulsion systems with human guidance computers. The aliens can't intercept them because our targeting algorithms are completely different from theirs. Commander Elena Vasquez had turned her disguised fleet into a mobile strike force. Her ships still looked like space debris, but they now carried weapons that could destroy targets 10 times their size. We've completed reconnaissance of the hegemony's main supply depot in the outer system, she reported. Security is heavy, but they're using standard defensive patterns. We can take it. Sean nodded. Do it. But remember the rules of engagement. We hit hard, take what we need, and disappear before they can respond effectively. This had become the human way of war. Never fight fair. Never attack where the enemy expected. Always leave before they could bring their superior numbers to bear. The attack on Supply Depot Alpha 7 became a textbook example of human tactics. Vasquez's ships approached. The depot disguised as a routine debris field. Alien scanners detected nothing unusual, just floating junk that posed no threat. The depot's defenses were designed to stop large military fleets, not tiny ships hiding among space garbage. When the attack began, the aliens were completely unprepared. Human. Ships emerged from the debris field like angry wasps. They moved in patterns no alien tactical computer could predict. Some ships attacked the defensive platforms, while others went straight for the supply warehouses. The weapons they used were unlike anything in the hegemony arsenal. Kinetic missiles that changed direction mid-flight. Energy beams that disrupted. Alien shields by using frequencies the aliens had never seen. Electromagnetic pulse bombs that shut down entire sections of the station. The battle lasted 18 minutes. When it was over, the depot was crippled, and half its supplies were gone. Vasquez's ships had disappeared back into the debris field, leaving the aliens to wonder what had hit them. Impossible, said the depot commander in his report. Primitive humans cannot have weapons this advanced. But the evidence was undeniable. Humans were using technology that the hegemony did not understand. On Earth's surface, other human teams were causing different kinds of problems. The aliens had established a major command center in what used to be London. They thought it was secure, protected by energy shields and automated defenses. They did not know that humans had been digging tunnels under the city for 6 months. The attack came from below. Human sappers had planted explosive charges throughout the underground support structure of the alien base. When the charges detonated, the entire facility collapsed into a crater. The aliens lost their primary command center, their main communication array, and most of their senior staff in the region. How did they do this? Demanded Zek-9 as he studied. The wreckage. Our sensors detected no tunneling activity. His chief engineer examined the collapsed tunnels. The excavation work is crude, but effective. They used simple tools and avoided our detection grid by staying below the scanning depth. This was typical human strategy. Instead of using advanced technology to overcome alien sensors, they went around the sensors entirely. The aliens had programmed their defenses to watch for sophisticated threats. They missed the simple approach, but the most devastating human operation was not military. It was political. Shun's intelligence team had spent months studying the tensions between different hegemony species. They had identified exactly which pressure points to target. Fake communications began appearing in alien computer networks. Messages that suggested the Crystalline Empire was planning to leave the hegemony. Reports that the Void Speakers were secretly negotiating with enemy factions. Evidence that council members were stealing resources meant for the war effort. The aliens. Rigid computer systems could not distinguish between real intelligence and clever forgeries. Soon, hegemony species were accusing each other of treachery and theft. The humans are turning us against each other, warned Intelligence Chief Keck 4 during a council briefing. Impossible, replied Thek Prime. Primitives cannot understand our political systems well enough to manipulate them. But they were being manipulated, and the results were becoming obvious. 3 hegemony species had reduced their contributions to the Earth operation. 2 others had recalled their fleets for defensive purposes. The unified command structure was breaking down under mutual suspicion. Webb watched the political chaos with satisfaction from his lunar base. They're destroying themselves. He told his team, we don't even need to fight them directly. But Chun had other plans. No, she said during their secure conference. We've learned everything we can from hiding and running. It's time to show them what humans can really do. She activated a secure communication to all human bases throughout the solar system. The message was simple but significant. Begin Operation Payback. Operation Payback was the plan Chun had been developing for 2 years. It was not just a military operation. It was a statement that every human base received specific targets and timing. They would hit 12 different alien facilities simultaneously. Using their most advanced weapons and tactics, the aliens would finally see what an organized human military force could accomplish. Dr. Webb's team launched their new stealth missiles at alien orbital platforms. The missiles were invisible to alien sensors and carried warheads that could penetrate any known armor. Commander Vasquez led her entire fleet in a coordinated assault on the alien military base near Mars. 100 disguised ships revealed themselves as deadly warships and attacked with precision that amazed even veteran alien commanders. On Earth, human ground teams struck 6 different mining facilities, using tactics that no alien military manual had ever described. The attacks were perfectly coordinated. The aliens could not respond to all of them at once. By the time they organized a counterattack, the humans had accomplished their objectives and disappeared. When it was over, the hegemony had lost more material and personnel in one day than in the previous 6 months combined. This was no primitive resistance, reported Zec-9's military analyst. This was a coordinated military operation using advanced technology and superior tactics. Commander Zec-9 stared at the damage reports in disbelief. How is this possible? We destroyed their civilization. We killed their military. We left them with nothing. His analyst looked at the data again. Sir, I believe we made an error in our initial assessment. What kind of error? We assumed we were fighting the survivors of a primitive civilization. But the evidence suggests we are fighting something else entirely. Which is? The analyst paused before answering. An advanced military force that has been studying us for 2 years, learning our weaknesses, developing countermeasures, and planning our destruction. For the first time since the invasion began, Zec-9 felt something he had never experienced before when fighting humans. Fear. 3 years after the burning of Earth, the largest hegemony fleet in a century gathered in the Sol system. Council leader Thek Prime had committed 1,200 warships to finally crush the human resistance. This ends today, Thek Prime announced. From his flagship, no more half measures. No more underestimating primitives. We will glass every rock in this system until nothing lives. The massive fleet spread out across space like a metal cloud. Each ship carried enough firepower to destroy a moon. Together, they could reduce entire planets to cosmic dust. Commander Zec-9 watched the deployment from his command ship. He should have felt confident. The hegemony had brought overwhelming force to bear against an enemy that numbered in the thousands at most, but something felt wrong. Sir, reported his sensor officer, we're detecting unusual readings throughout the system. What kind of readings? Energy signatures that don't match any known technology. They appear to be coming from everywhere at once. Zec-9 studied the sensor display with growing unease. The readings were scattered across the entire solar system, from the asteroid belt to the outer planets. It was as if the humans had hidden technology on every piece of rock in space, which was exactly what they had done. For 3 years, Colonel Sarah Chun had been preparing for this moment. Her network of hidden bases now extended throughout the solar system. What the aliens thought were random asteroids and space debris were actually weapons platforms, supply depots, and communication relays. Phase 5 begins now, Chan announced from her command center, now relocated to a hollowed-out asteroid in the belt. All units, implement Operation Nemesis. Operation Nemesis was humanity's final gambit. It was not just a battle plan. It was a technological revolution. Dr. Marcus Webb's laboratories had achieved something the hegemony thought impossible. They had created weapons that learned and adapted in real time. Not just computer programs, but actual artificial intelligence that could evolve during combat. The Nemesis system is online, Webb reported from his hidden base inside Europa. All weapon platforms are networked and ready. The Nemesis system was humanity's answer to overwhelming alien numbers. Instead of building more weapons, they had built smarter weapons. Each missile, each energy beam, each defensive system was connected to a central intelligence that learned from every attack and every defense. Commander Elena Vasquez commanded the human fleet from her flagship, disguised as a burned-out cargo hauler. Her force had grown to 300 ships, but they were still outnumbered 4-1. That was about to change. Nemesis protocol activated, she announced to her fleet. Remember, we're not just fighting for revenge. We're fighting to make sure this never happens to anyone else. The battle began when Thack Prime ordered his fleet to advance on Earth. The first wave of alien ships entered the inner system, expecting to face desperate human resistance. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented in galactic warfare. Asteroids began shooting back. What the aliens had dismissed as space, debris revealed itself as a network of hidden weapons platforms. Kinetic missiles launched from hollowed-out rocks. Energy beams fired from disguised communication satellites. Mines that had been drifting for years suddenly activated and sought out alien targets. But these were not ordinary weapons. They were connected to the Nemesis system, which analyzed every alien defensive move and adapted accordingly. When the aliens activated their energy shields, the human weapons switched to kinetic attacks. When they deployed anti-missile defenses, the human missiles changed their approach patterns. When they tried to jam human communications, the weapons switched to autonomous mode. Impossible, shouted Thack Prime as his fleet came under attack from every direction. How can primitives have technology this advanced? The answer was simple, though the aliens would never understand it. Humans had taken alien technology and made it better through the one thing the hegemony lacked: creativity. Webb's team had spent 3 years improving on every piece of alien equipment they captured. They had not just copied alien designs, they had reimagined them entirely. Where alien technology was rigid and predictable, human technology was flexible and adaptive. Where alien systems followed programming, human systems learned and evolved. Nemesis weapons were proof of this. They grew stronger with every exchange of fire, learning from each alien countermeasure and developing new tactics in real time. Vasquez led her disguised fleet into battle with tactics that no alien tactical computer could predict. Her ships moved like a swarm of intelligent insects, each one coordinating with the others while maintaining complete unpredictability. Target their command ships first, she ordered. Let's cut off the head of the snake. Her ships emerged from their debris disguises like metallic butterflies from cocoons. But instead of revealing small civilian vessels, they showed themselves as sleek warships armed with hybrid human-alien weapons. The aliens had expected to fight desperate survivors with salvaged equipment. Instead, they faced a technological revolution. Human energy weapons used frequencies the aliens had never seen. Human missiles changed direction in ways that violated alien understanding of physics. Human shields operated on principles that alien engineers insisted were impossible. The battle raged across the entire solar system. Near Mars, human ground-based weapons engaged alien orbital platforms. In the asteroid belt, disguised mining facilities revealed themselves as military fortresses. Around Jupiter, hidden shipyards launched vessels that the aliens had never detected. But the real shock came when the aliens tried to retreat. The Nemesis system had been learning not just their weapons, but their tactics, their communication protocols, and their escape routes. As alien ships tried to flee the system, they found their paths blocked by mines that had predicted their movements. Their distress calls were jammed by systems that had learned their communication frequencies. "We're trapped," reported one alien, Captain to Thek Prime. "The humans have surrounded the entire system." This was impossible, according to everything the hegemony knew about warfare. A smaller force could not surround a larger one in three-dimensional space. But the humans were not using traditional tactics. They were using intelligence. Chun watched the battle unfold from her command center, a smile of grim satisfaction on her face. The Nemesis system was performing better than even she had hoped. Every alien ship that entered the system was tracked, analyzed, and countered by weapons that grew smarter with each engagement. "Colonel," reported her tactical officer, the alien fleet is in full retreat. They're requesting permission to leave the system." "Denied," Chun replied coldly. "They came here to finish the job. Let them see how it feels." But this was not just revenge. It was a message dot, as the alien fleet was systematically destroyed by weapons they could not understand or counter. Chun activated a communication system that broadcast to every ship in the galaxy. "This is Colonel Sarah Chun of the Human Defense Force," she announced. 3 years ago, the Hegemony Council decided to exterminate humanity. They thought we were primitives. They thought we were weak. They thought we would die quietly." Her voice carried across space to every alien communication receiver in the fleet. They were wrong. Humanity survived. Humanity learned. Humanity adapted. And now humanity remembers. She paused as another group of alien ships was destroyed by the Nemesis system. Let this be a lesson to anyone who thinks genocide is an acceptable solution to their problems. Humanity does not forgive. Humanity does not forget. And humanity will never again allow itself to be the victim of alien aggression. The battle lasted 18 hours. When it was over, less than 100 alien ships remained out of the original 1,200. They were allowed to leave the system, carrying a simple message. Earth was under human protection, and humanity was no longer hiding. Webb's laboratories immediately began mass production of Nemesis technology. Within months, human ships would carry these adaptive weapons to other star systems. The hegemony would face them again, but next time, the humans would be the ones with superior numbers. Vasquez's fleet began expanding beyond the solar system, seeking out other species that the hegemony had oppressed. They found eager allies among planets that had suffered alien conquest. Chun established the Human Defense Council, dedicated to ensuring that no species would ever again face the choice between extinction and surrender. Humanity had learned that the galaxy was full of predators, but they had also learned that predators could be defeated by intelligence, determination, and the refusal to accept defeat. The Hegemony Council met for the last time 6 months after the Battle of Sol. The alliance was dissolving as member species withdrew their support for an organization that had led them to defeat against primitives. "How did this happen?" asked the former council leader Thek Prime, no longer commanding 12 species, but speaking only for his own people. The answer came from an unexpected source, a human diplomat, who had requested permission to address the dissolved council. "You made the mistake of thinking that technology determines victory," said Ambassador Chun, the colonel's sister, who had survived the initial bombardment in a deep space station. "But wars are not won by the species with The best weapons. They are won by the species that refuses to surrender. She looked around the nearly empty council chamber.